Hello and welcome to my channel, Mystical Art. Today I'm doing a different kind of video. I'm doing a channeled mediumship video. This man who's come through to me in spirit has been around me for a long time. He keeps coming in and asking me to do this video. I think the first time he came through was over a year ago, and he's come to me a few times since, and he's been helping me with my life, and he keeps passing on messages to me, and he's very keen to get his message across. And I've put off doing this video for so long because of my anxiety and because of my worries about not being believed. I feel now is the right time to do it. This man is Chester Bennington, the lead singer and frontman of Linkin Park. In the past on my channel I've been making psychic art videos where I've been off camera drawing and recording the messages from spirit later on. But Chester was very keen for me to go on camera to do this reading. I feel he was a believer in tough love. I have noticed a lot of other mediums on YouTube doing channeled messages of Chester, and this is because he's so keen to get his message across. When he had something that he was really passionate about and something that he really believed in, he would keep talking. He'd try his best to get his message across. He was very persistent when he had something that he really wanted to say, something that he was very passionate about. Before I start the reading, I want to talk about how I channel these messages. Spirit communicates with me usually by showing me images in my mind. I also get strong feelings and sometimes get words appear in my mind as well. I use my intuition to interpret these messages. If two mediums give a different message, it doesn't mean that either these mediums are wrong. It could be that they've interpreted the messages differently, or they were shown a different aspect of the situation. So when I'm giving this reading now, I'll be using my own intuition to interpret these messages on how I see them. Some of these messages may be different to what was reported, so please, if you are going to watch this video, please watch with an open mind. Now it's time for me to get on with the reading because he's very keen for me to get working and to pass on his messages. And straight away he's drawing me to his heart chakra, and he's telling me that he was a very heart-centered person. He lived life by following his heart. He would always listen to his heart over his mind. I believe that we all have more than one life purpose. We have purposes that for our own personal development, and we have purposes that will allow us to contribute to the world and our community. A big part of Chester's life purpose was working with his heart. He was meant to heal his own heart chakra and his inner child, and also to help other people do the same. And I feel like he did go a long way towards doing this. He did suffer a lot of problems with his inner child and with his heart chakra. He went through a lot of pain in his life. But during the last few years of his life, he showed me that he did do a lot of healing, and he was working on his inner child. He still had a long way to go, but he did do a lot of healing. But he did accomplish his mission of helping other people to heal their heart chakra. We can see this in his music. He would put his heart and his soul into his music, and many of us could relate to the music and to his lyrics, and by listening to this we could release our own pain, and we could open our heart chakra and heal it. If you are a fan of Linkin Park, you probably at some point felt emotional listening to the lyrics. This is because you were opening your heart chakra and releasing these emotions. Sometimes it's difficult for us to talk about how we feel when we're going through a difficult time. But through music, through books, through art, we see a part of ourselves in it, and we can heal, we can release our emotions, and just for a few moments it feels like someone out there is going through the same thing as us. We can connect with the person making this music or this artwork or this written work, and we can heal. A lot of us are not aware of how healing art and creativity is. He's saying, what a crazy time to be alive. He's shown me that life on Earth at the moment is accelerating. He's saying that everything is speeding up so fast, faster than it has in the past 20 years specifically. He's saying that we are heading towards a new phase of spiritual enlightenment. He's saying he never realised how hard life would be on Earth. I feel like he did live many lifetimes on other planets. He's a very wise soul, and he felt that he could bring healing to Earth. He could heal through his music. He came here for a reason, to heal other people, to help us to heal our heart chakras. But life was a lot harder on Earth than he realised. He'd always felt a sense of not belonging here on Earth. He felt like it was difficult for him to adapt to the energies of Earth, because he wasn't used to this dimension, the type of energy that is on Earth. He was used to higher vibrations of energy, and it was difficult for him to adapt to the vibration of energy of the Earth, because it's very dense. He realised it was a lot harder than he thought, and there was many times when he wanted to leave the Earth plane. He just felt like he wasn't aware of any of these lifetimes on other planets while he was here, but he always felt like he didn't belong, and he just felt a longing to escape. There was always a feeling that he had more to do here on Earth. There's always seemed to be something pulling him, which he couldn't explain at the time. Because I feel he was an intuitive person, but he didn't really understand this gift when he was here. He's talking about the problems he had growing up. He's saying that when he got older, he found his own family. He's saying that family isn't always blood, it's the people that we choose to be around. He's saying that his family, his biological family, his parents, he's saying that he didn't belong. He was very different to them. They wanted very different things. They had very different goals than what he did. He's saying that he was of the light, but his family were of the darkness. Those are the words he's using. He's shown me his parents on a spiritual level. He's shown me that they were pulling his energy. I feel like they were draining him. With him, it was always about creativity and doing what he loved, but I feel like he was getting this energy drained from him. His family were using him for what he could give them. He's saying they were draining my life force, they were taking my creative energy. He felt an energetic pull or tie to them for a long time, and when he was in his 20s, he broke away from this tie. He showed me that on an energetic level, this separation was very difficult. It feels like he cut the cords from them. When he pulled away from their energy, it left him feeling very disconnected. He felt very alone for a long time. For a long time he felt very lonely, he felt very empty, and he longed for this yearning to find people he could connect with on a deep level and who loved him for who he was. Growing up, he was put down a lot. It was difficult for him to believe that anyone could care for him. He always questioned the love that other people gave him. he always questioned whether it was genuine. I feel growing up, the love he was given was conditional. I feel like he had to do certain things to make certain family members happy, and he had this feeling of not being enough. He showed me one of his bandmates was like a soulmate to him. I feel he was one of his soulmates. He's saying he was a guardian to me. He incarnated with me at this time to be my guardian. He showed me this friend, this bandmate has been with him through his darkest moments, and he understood him on a deep level because he had been through some similar things to him, and they would push each other. There was a lot of back and forth in their relationship. They would push each other to achieve, and they knew each other's strengths and weaknesses. It was like intuitive knowing. And just to show me that he was always looking for reassurance. He had to keep asking his loved ones, the people around him. He always felt like he was a burden, and he never felt like he was worthy of their company. He showed me this feeling of disconnectedness. There were times where he did feel like he was out of his body. There were times where everything seemed to speed up, and then there were times where everything was slow. When he was feeling depressed, everything seemed very slow, and there'd be times where he was feeling very excited. A long time he felt a sense of dissociation. It felt like he was outside of his body a lot of the time, and he was observing things, and it was all going really fast around him. I feel even though he enjoyed performing and his music, there were lots of times where he didn't feel like he was really in his body. While he was actually performing, he grounded into the body, but while he was going from place to place and doing interviews, he was outside of his body a lot of the time. He didn't really feel like he was there. I feel like he would forget a lot of things, and it was difficult for him to process everything. Now he's talking about lifting the veil. There are a lot of things in this world that are not what they seem. We are living in a world of illusions. He showed me like a fun fair with the mirror maze, and he's saying that we are fooled into thinking life is a certain way. There are a lot of dark energies on the planet, but there also are a lot of light energies, and he's saying that the veil is lifting. We're going to start to see the truth of things that have been hidden from us for a long time. And he's saying this has gone on for a long time, for centuries. We have been led through social conditioning, we have been led to see life in a certain way, to believe that these structures are for our benefit. But he's shown me that as we go into this new age, we are going to become more spiritually enlightened, and the way we live our lives will be for our own spiritual enlightenment rather than for money and the material things. And he's helping to lift this veil of illusion because he by speaking the truth, because it's really important for him to help all of us on our spiritual journey. He wants us to see the light, to see the truth, so we can walk through the veil and we can ascend and we can become more spiritually enlightened. And he's saying that it is hard to see. We've grown up in this world seeing it a certain way, so it is difficult for us to take off the blinkers and see something different. So he's saying that this is a transformation process that we're going through. Everyone on earth, we are starting to question our reality and take a step back and see the world in a different way. This is a good place for me to stop this reading. He's telling me that he is going to come back. There is going to be a second part